Hello students, I am glad to meet you again through this lecture video. So I think you have heard the last video lecture and we have studied about the various acts which were imposed to protect our environment. And now this is the last topics in the fourth unit. So we can see the fifth video lecture. And for today's class, we are going to see about public awareness and some of the case studies. Coming to public awareness, the name itself implies that awareness given to the public. So about what means? About the degradation of our environment. So our environment is presently degrading due to many activities like pollution, deforestation, overgrazing, rapid industrialization and urbanization. So what is pollution? We have already studied in the second unit about various types of pollution. Air pollution, water pollution, soil pollution, thermal pollution, noise pollution and so on. So this is being polluted, and pollution is one of the degradation of our environment. Then second one is deforestation. Deforestation means cutting of trees or removal of forest. So deforestation, it leads to lack of annual rainfall and scarcity of water. The next one is overgrazing. Overgrazing is done by animals, so it will be grazing to the maximum of the grass so that it will not regrow. So that is known as overgrazing. Then overgrazing also leads to degradation of environment because no cultivation can be possible there. Next one is rapid industrialization. Rapid industrialization means rapid growth of industries. So nowadays industrial and factories growth are very enormous. So industrialization is also one of the cause of degradation. Then last fact is urbanization. Urbanization means the village area, it is converted to an urban area. So people from rural areas or village areas, they move to cities or urban areas for want of good medical facilities, good education, good transport, good job opportunities, etc. That is known as urbanization. So urbanization, industrialization, pollution, deforestation and overgrazing are some of the factors which are degrading our environment in the present days. Now, in order to conserve our environment, each and every individual must be aware about our environment problems and also about the objectives of various environmental policies at national and local levels. So, to protect our environment or to conserve our environment, each and every citizen must be aware of our environment problems. So, if we know the problem, then only we can give a solution to it. And also each one should know about the objectives of various or different environmental policies at local and national level. So, this is the main thing about public awareness. So, awareness should be given to the public regarding the degradation of our environment, regarding the environmental problems so that they can protect or conserve our environment. Then what are the objectives of public awareness? So first, to create awareness among people of rural and city area about ecological imbalances, local environment and technological development. So we should create awareness among people living in rural areas as well as city areas about the local environment where they are staying, about the technological development and about the imbalances, ecological imbalances. So these should be taught among the public people. Then the next one is to organize meetings or group discussions or tree plantation programs or exhibitions. So in all these methods, people can be educated about the environmental problems. So they will have an awareness about the degradation. So group discussion can be given, then tree plantation programs, afforestation programs can be given, then organized, and then exhibitions can be organized which all depicts the depicts the degradation of our environment and what can be done to protect or conserve our environment. And the next objective is to focus our current environment problems and situations. So what is the current state of our environment? What's the current problem of our environment? What's the current situation of our environment? This should be focused. Then the last objective is people should learn to live a simple and eco-friendly life. So we should live a life which is eco-friendly or environmental friendly, and our life should be a simple life. So main objectives are to create awareness, to organize meetings, group discussions, afforestation programs, exhibitions, then to focus on current environment problems and situations, then to lead a simple and eco-friendly life. Now, what are the methods to create environmental awareness? So, there are so many methods to create environmental awareness. So, formal education and informal education can be given to all the people of the society. So, formal education methods are there, informal education methods are also there. So, some of the things we can discuss here. So, first one is formal education, that is environmental awareness in schools and colleges. So starting from first standard itself, students have a subject EVS, environmental science. So environmental awareness or education, it is started from schools itself. So from the childhood days itself, the student will know how to protect the environment. What are the problems in our environment? So in colleges also the same thing takes place. Even for engineering students, you are studying environmental science and engineering. So you are being taught about the awareness about the degradation of our environment. So environmental awareness begins from schools and colleges. Then the next one is through mass media, social media. So through social media it can be depicted, so that nowadays all the people they are using social media, so they can use that one to explain the degradation of our environment. Then cinema. See, people can understand many things by seeing than by hearing. So through cinema, if these things are depicted, then people will see it and they will understand the bad effects of pollution or deforestation or something about global warming and so on. So cinema is a method of environmental awareness. Then newspapers. So newspapers, it is used only by educated people. So newspapers can give articles related to this environmental problems, so that those who are reading the newspapers, they can have an awareness. Then voluntary organizations like NSS, NCC, Rotary Club, they are depicting certain programs in villages and towns, so that people have a knowledge about environment. Then traditional techniques like folk plays, then dramas for rural people can be held, because village people or rural people, if something is explained in their own style, that is a folk play like that, means they will be happy to listen and they will understand it and they come to know about the environmental problems. Then arranging competitions like storytelling, essay writing, painting competition, all these can be organized. So a topic can be given environmental issues, topic on any environmental issues like global warming or ozone layer depletion, or about the current nature of the environment, about Delhi and all pollution severe. So about this one, some competitions can be given. Even in our college, 2 years before, we gave the drawing competition and the title was global warming. So students, they each and everyone depicted it in a different way. So like for arranging competition also, we can give environmental awareness to students or to people also. Then leaders appeal. See, nowadays political leaders or cine actors or popular social reformers will be there. They will be fans to some of the people. So when they tell, the people will listen and they will obey. So they can tell about environmental problems. And the last one is NGOs, non-government organizations. So yesterday we have seen this one. Non-government organizations are also involved in creating public awareness about the degradation of our environment. So by all these methods, environmental awareness can be given. So it can be given through schools and colleges, mass media, cinema, newspapers, NSS, NCC, then folk plays, dramas, by competitions, painting, drawing competition, essay writing, etc. The leaders can appeal, and non-government organizations also can give a picture about our nature of the our environment. Hope you have understood about the public awareness. So this is the last topic, and next we can see some of the case studies. So first one is case studies about resettlement and rehabilitation. So here first one is Jaria coalfields. So this is present in Jharkhand. So here major problem was caused due to the underground fires, and residents in and around that area are asked to vacate. So people were vacated due to these underground fires, but no alternative land and rehabilitation package were given for them. So they suffered a lot, and estimates show that rupees 18,000 crores will be spent for shifting Jaria people, that is 0.3 million people, while the cost for extinguishing fire would be only 8,000 crore. See, if they are extinguishing this fire means it costs only 8,000 crore, but for shifting the people nearly 18,000 crore should be spent. So only this land alternative was not given for them. But the people suffered a lot, and this Jaria coalfield in Jharkhand problem caused due to underground fires. The next one is Valmiki Tiger Reserve in Bihar. So here this tiger reserve was created. So the tribal people who lived in that area, they were asked to vacate from that area. So mainly tribals, that is Tharu community, in 142 villages. They lost their sources of food, they had no job, they had no place to live. So finally they indulged in the destruction of forest and forest wealth, because their source of food is only forest. They depend on forest for each and everything. But when they were sent out of the forest, nearly 142 villages means how many people would have been there. So they had no food, no job, nothing. So finally they used to destroy the forest and forest wealth, and in retaliation the forest officers will oppose them, and finally many people were killed in that also. So this is the Valmiki Tiger Reserve, which is in Bihar. The next one is Tehri Dam project. So it is present in Uttarakhand. So Tehri Dam is the highest dam in India. So it is nearly 206.5 meters, and for construction of this Tehri Dam, nearly 100 villages were submerged. So 85,600 families have been relocated. So these many families, they were living in this particular area. So when this project was proposed, they were relocated. But we find that this area, it is prone to earthquake. It is vulnerable to earthquake, and so the people working there they are also suffering a lot. So it's one of the biggest dam, highest dam in India, and due to this project construction, displacement and rehabilitation took place. Next one is Wayanad Wildlife Sanctuary. So it is in Kerala, and it caused displacement of 53,472 tribal families. So only few could get the land. So these many tribal families were displaced. So the people again, they encroached the land in January 2003, and there was a violent encounter with forest officials which killed many people. So for establishing this wildlife sanctuary, the tribal families again, they were only displaced. All were not given compensation of land, only few were given. So they had no place to stay. So they again encroached the forest land. The forest officers, in retaliation, they encountered with them people, and many people were killed. Similar to that Valmiki Tiger Reserve. So this is about Wayanad Wildlife Sanctuary in Kerala. And that's all about resettlement and rehabilitation case studies. And now we we move on to nuclear hazards case studies. Excuse me. So first one is Chernobyl nuclear disaster. So I have already explained this one. So this is in Russia, Ukraine, Russia. So here this disaster happened because of poor reactor design and human error. Human error was the main reason for this one, and design of the reactor was very poor. So 80,000 people were killed there itself, and 3.5 million people suffered from illness. So nearly 1,35,000 people were evacuated in and around Chernobyl. So the one of the reactor, that is reactor number 4, it continued to burn till May 1986. See, this incident happened in 1986, April 26th of April. So nearly for 15 days it was burning. So half of the graphite present inside was burnt out. So this disaster mainly happened due to human error. So nuclear reactor, when it bursts, it causes so many problems. So radioactive rays will be emitted. So this Chernobyl nuclear disaster is a big hazard. And the second one is nuclear holocaust in Japan. So we know these two cities, Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So military wanted to destroy these two cities, and which one to strike first. So Hiroshima was chosen as the target. So it was destroyed first, and then after a few days Nagasaki was also bombed. So here nuclear bomb was exploded. So they used nuclear weapons, and the bombs devastated their target. So next 2 to 4 months people were killed. See, nearly 90,000, 146,000 people were killed. In Hiroshima alone nearly 39,000 to 80,000 people, 39,000 people, and 80,000 people in Nagasaki. So half of the deaths occurred on the first day itself, when the bomb was exploded, the first day itself. So this happened during Second World War, that is August 6th and August 9th of in the year 1945. And so, but now, see, after such a long period, now the background radiation, it is the same as the amount of radiation present anywhere in the earth. So, that much, nowadays human health is not affected in that area, but still now this Hiroshima and Nagasaki area, the generations were affected. So it is the biggest holocaust, and this occurred in Japan, Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So you have understood about nuclear hazards and nuclear holocaust, and now we can revise some of the important questions in this fourth unit. You already revised so many terms, anyhow. This time we can see some of the questions. So first one is sustainable development. So it's an important 2-mark question. Sometimes they will ask in part B also. So sustainable development means meeting the needs of the present without compromising the future generation to meet their own needs. So it is an interlink between economy, health and development. So here planet, people, prosperity, partnership, peace, all these together, it constitutes sustainable development. So sustainable development, meeting the needs of the present without compromising the future needs. And the next one is nuclear winter. So it is a period of abnormal cold and darkness predicted to follow a nuclear war caused by a layer of smoke and dust in the atmosphere layer, especially in the stratosphere layer. So here see, this nuclear winter is opposite to that of global warming. Global warming is rising of temperature. Here nuclear winter is climate cooling. So here it is a severe and prolonged global climate cooling to occur after firestorms following a nuclear war. See, the nuclear war takes place, there will be firestorms, and these fires, it will be injecting black soot into the stratosphere. So it will be blocking the direct sunlight from reaching the Earth's surface. So the thick black clouds will be blocking out all the sun's radiation, and it lasts for several weeks. So that is known as nuclear winter. So if sunlight is not reaching the earth's surface, then it will be severely cool climate. So that process is nuclear winter. Hope you have understood. Then the next one is global warming. So global warming is the temperature of the earth's surface is rising. See, in some parts of the world global warming is high, in some parts it is very less. So if global warming is more, then the greenhouse gas effect greenhouse gases will be more, and finally the temperature of the earth will be more. So Antarctic, Arctic regions, the polar regions, ice will melt, sea level will rise, and so many destructions will happen. So how to stop this global warming? See, in the vehicles and all, you can change the light. So if you replace one regular light bulb with a compact fluorescent light bulb, it will save 150 pounds of carbon dioxide a year. In a year, 150 pounds of CO2 can be saved. So the emission will be less. Then using this motor vehicles, it should be less. So we have to drive less. Instead, we can walk or we can use mass transport system. Then recycling should be more, tires should be checked, hot water should be less. Then we have to avoid products with a lot of packaging, because this packaging after removing the products it will be burnt, so that also produces carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Then we can plant trees, as trees absorb carbon dioxide. So global warming, it is a long-term rise in the average temperature of the Earth's climate system. It's a long-term, not a short-term, long-term rise in temperature. As a result of global warming, there will be climate change also. So global warming and climate change, it can be interchanged and can be mixed and used. So I think you have understood what is global warming, climate change, then nuclear winter. Okay. Now the next one is acid rain. So acid rain or acid fog, acid snow, acid deposition, acid precipitation all means the same. See, from this diagram you can see that what are the sources of this one. So factories, they will be releasing oxides of nitrogen and sulfur. So it will be reaching the atmosphere, and when normal rain comes, it will be reacting with rainwater to produce sulfuric acid and nitric acid. So that one it will be taken by the plants. That rain falls on the buildings, then rivers, lakes, and everywhere. So everywhere the water will be acidic. So finally, again the plants or animals, it cannot grow. So this is another important thing, acid rain, important question. So you have to write what are the sources of this one, what is being formed, the equations you have to write, then how this acid rain affects human beings, how it affects buildings, plants, animals, etc. So this is also an important question. And the next one is ozone hole or ozone layer depletion. See, ozone layer depletions, we have seen the equations. So here, due to the use of chlorofluorocarbons, refrigerant. So chlorofluorocarbons or hydrochlorofluorocarbons, they go to the stratosphere layer, that is go to the atmosphere. So ozone is present between the troposphere and the stratosphere. So all these reach the ozone layer, and ozone layer will be thinned. So when ozone layer is thinned, the UV radiation from the sun, it reaches the earth's surface. So it causes severe damage to human as well as animals, plants, buildings, etc. So here ozone hole means it's not a full hole, but it is thinning of ozone layer, that is known as ozone hole. See, from the diagram you can see from 2014 to 2019 what about the stages. So slightly it is increasing, and 2019 it has gone to the top. So the usage of all these things should be reduced, especially chlorofluorocarbons as well as greenhouse gases emission also should be reduced or stopped. So here this thinning, it is known as ozone hole, and this is also an important question. Then the next one is water conservation methods. So how to conserve water? So two methods, rainwater harvesting and watershed management. Rainwater harvesting, all of us know, rooftop rainwater harvesting. So rainwater which falls on the buildings, it will be collected through pipes and be sent into an underground tank. So inside the underground tank there will be gravel, coarse sand and all, so that it will act as a sand filter and water can be filtered. That water can be used for other purposes. So here we are using hand pump, so no electricity will be spent. Then the next one is watershed management. So how to preserve water and land, that is the watershed management. So in the process of implementing land use practices and water management practices to protect and improve the quality of the water and other natural resources within a watershed. So by managing land and water sources in a comprehensive way. Now what are the objectives of this one? Means to control the runoff which causes damage, then degradation. So soil can be conserved and water can be conserved. Then we can protect and enhance the water resource originating in the watershed. See, in watershed itself sometimes there will be some water resources, so that can be protected. Soil erosion can be checked and checked in the water management, watershed management. So these are the different objectives. So runoff water can be found out. It can be, the damage created by runoff water can be controlled. Degradation of the soil can be controlled. Thereby soil and water can be conserved. Then we can check soil erosion and the land resources can be protected. So this both water conservation method both are important, because last year question also they have asked rainwater harvesting in part C as well as in part B. The format of the question will be different. So accordingly you study both the methods and have a clear-cut idea. And the next one is wasteland reclamation. So how to convert wasteland into useful land, and that useful land can be used for habitation purpose or cultivation purpose, and that is known as wasteland reclamation. So it means reclaiming the land to use it for productive purpose. So process of turning barren sterile wasteland into something that is fertile and suitable for habitation and cultivation. So barren area or sterile area which is unfit for cultivation, unfit for habitation, it is converted to a productive land. So it can be used for cultivation and living purposes. So that is known as wasteland reclamation. So here we can, what are the causes of wasteland? So waterlogging is a factor, salinity is a factor, alkalinity is a factor, then over exploitation is a factor, deficiency of moisture is a factor, dumping of industrial and sewage waste is another factor, soil erosion and deforestation are also the causes of wasteland. So all the things you know what is waterlogging, stagnant of water in a particular area, salinity, increase in the salt nature, then alkaline nature, then wind erosion. So if the soil is loose, wind will be eroding the soil. The moisture deficiency will be there. Then due to mining activities, over exploitation of natural resources, then dumping of all the industrial and sewage waste in the soil will be depleted. So soil erosion takes place, deforestation takes place. All these things are causes of wasteland. Now how to reclaim this wasteland? So it can be brought under cultivation by using excess water. See, saline soil and all, it can be cleared by using excess water and good fertilizers. Afforestation programs can be done. Agronomical methods can be used to conserve the soil so that it can use it for agriculture. Then contour beds are constructed, so where we can dispose the which offers safe disposal of water of the catchment areas. In catchment areas, the water can be safely disposed. So this is about wasteland reclamation. And then about various acts. So yesterday we have seen. So this all the 5 acts are classified under 3 headings. One is Wildlife Protection Act. Then next one is Forest Conservation Act, and the third one is Pollution Related Act. So in this Pollution Related Act, all the 3 acts will be there. That is water pollution and control of prevention and control of water pollution act, prevention and control of air act, then environment protection act. All these three are put under one heading, that is pollution related acts. So what are the various things in this act? So what are the imprisonment, what is the punishment, and what are the laws that are being implemented, and what are the drawbacks and failures of these laws which cannot be followed by the public. So all these things we have seen yesterday. Hope you have understood all this. This is also an important question. So two acts will be asked together, or sometimes they will mention a particular thing and act. So you have to write what are the acts, means what are the policies that are the rules that are being formulated in these laws, what are the failures and what are the drawbacks. You have to write it clearly. Then the next one is 2 mark question, that is ISO 14000. So it is a series of international environmental management standards. So international standards are there. So mainly this is for management system in a particular company or an industry. So a set of defined environmental standards are given and all technical reports have been given. So based on that they have to do all the things so that they can promote effective environmental management system in an organization. So that is the main theme of this ISO 14000. So the basic thing is, it is not a performance but it is a standard. So according to this standard only everything should be there. So main purpose of this ISO 14000 is that companies will improve their environmental performance by implementation. So they have to implement this standard. So there are no standards for performance or level of improvement. So these standards are not for improvement but these standards are for performance, to improve their environmental performance. So how pollution can be stopped, what should they do to prevent pollution, or how they should send the effluent water. It should be treated and then only it should be sent to a discharge. So all these things they should know. So it is a process for managing company activities that will impact the environment. And then next one is urbanization, urban problems related to energy also, So all the questions, most of the questions I have revised. And one important thing I want to tell you is that Delhi, we know that pollution was very severe. So people, they can't come out freely. They'll be using a mask and then only they can come out. The one who is riding the vehicle, he cannot see the person who is coming opposite. That much polluted it was there. But today's news I heard that 50% of pollution has been decreased. 50% of environmental degradation part has been decreased because of this lockdown. So we may not have thought of this one, even though Delhi that much pollution was there. No one thought of an idea, but this lockdown it created it created a path for stabilization of this pollution. So pollution, 50% of pollution was stopped because vehicles were not there, companies and industries did not function. So I hope our environment is somewhat better by these things. So from this we can understand that it is only human beings degrading the environment. We the human beings, we are degrading our environment because of a hi-fi lifestyle. So if there is a mass transport system, we have to use that mass transport system. We should not use individual vehicles for each and everything. So it is our duty to protect and conserve our environment. We the educated people, we know about all the things that degrades the environment. So we should tell it to our future generation, and we should also tell it to our society who are uneducated. So these are the problems if you do this and this. If you burn plastics, these are the problem. If you cut trees, these are the problems. So the carbon dioxide content will be more. So trees only absorb carbon dioxide and give us fresh oxygen. So if trees are cut down, then we cannot get fresh oxygen, as well as the carbon dioxide will not be absorbed. So the carbon dioxide content in the atmosphere will be more. So which causes, it is a greenhouse, carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas and it causes global warming. So you can tell about nuclear winter also. So all these things you can explain to people, and based on that they can understand about the problems and about the consequences of the degradation of the environment. Hope you have understood this fourth unit. So many important things are there. We have dealt with social issues and the environment. How does the social issues affect our environment? So we have seen all these things. So let us act positively and let us take steps to upgrade our environment, not degrade our environment. We have to upgrade our environment, and we have to work for sustainable development, and we have to give a good environment to our future generations, so that they can enjoy the natural resources and they can also enjoy our environment. Hope you have understood everything. Thank you, and this is my contact number. If you have any doubt, you can feel free to contact me and clarify your doubts regarding this fourth unit, social issues and the environment. Thank you.